Hello, good afternoon. 3:49 p.m. Saturday from California, United States. Another live presentation. I hope you guys enjoy. At least maybe a little bit of interference on the sound. I have an air conditioner that's kind of loud, so my apologies. I hope that it's not too bad. I hope you can enjoy either way. Anyway, yeah, I'm here and one more time so we can talk about stuff. We can talk about, anything you want to talk about. A lot of stuff going on around this planet and also here in the United States, of course. All right. So I'll be here for a few minutes, hopefully, to talk about anything you want to talk about. All right. Sorry. Today is kind of warm, close to hot weather here in California. Sunny, a bit of clouds right now, but it was kind of clear sky. But right now it's kind of just a little bit of clouds, but it's still hot. So this is probably the past few days that I've been using, the AC, the air conditioning. But yeah, here we are. Feel free to ask any question, to make any comments. Of course, please be respectful to each other, to everybody. And hopefully we're gonna have a nice conversation. All right? Yeah, I'm back. Just sending some invitations. Thank you. Yep. Let's see what we have here. Got 2 people there. Welcome. Oh, 5. All right, folks, welcome. If you have any question, let me know. All right, I'm here to answer. I'm in California, United States. This is Pacific time, 3:53 p.m. Saturday. Hey, NNX, hi, welcome, thank you. Thank you for participating. Thank you. Yes, if you guys have any question, any comment, I'm here to answer, all right? We're here to talk about. Feel free to ask any question, to share anything you want to share. We got 8 people out there. Hey, hello. Thank you. Coco Patrol, thank you. Hi. Hello. Thank you. Also, if you speak Portuguese or Espanol, we can do that too. All right? We are in Los Angeles County, California. Right now it's Saturday, 3:55 p.m. Hello, hi. Thank you. Thank you for the 9 people out there. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for checking my videos. Thank you for sharing. And by the way, speaking of watch and sharing, I am also on TikTok, okay? Carlos Todd 56, Carlos Todd 56 on TikTok, and on Instagram, I am on a Carlos Todd 63. Thank you. Well, all right. Try to stand up a little bit then. Get up. Thank you. Thank you for the 6 people out there. Thank you. So anyway, like I said, I am on Instagram, Carlos Todd 63, Carlos Todd 63. On TikTok, Carlos Todd 56, Carlos Todd 56. We have a bunch of videos, live presentations. You can check our profile and pictures and videos and posts. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Isabella, thank you. I'm doing okay, thanks for asking. Thanks for stopping by, I appreciate it. Folks, if you hear some noise, my apologies. Like I said, today is kind of hot, and my air conditioner is one of those old ones, so sometimes, it makes a lot of noise, all right? My apologies. Thank you. Have a great day too. I appreciate. For those who's just tuning in, just stopping by, I am right here in California. Right now it's 3:57 p.m. 3:57 p.m. Pacific Time, United States. Saturday. If you guys have any question, any comment, you're more than welcome. Just please be very, very respectful to each other, to everybody, okay? Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for checking my videos. Thank you for checking my platforms. I have also on Instagram, Carlos Todd 63, Carlos Todd 63, and on TikTok, Carlos Todd 56, Carlos Todd 56. Thank you. I just wonder how is the sound. You guys can hear me okay? If you hear some background noise, it's just because of my old AC. My apologies, I cannot let it off because it's kind of hot today. All right? I have a lot of posts this week. Some are nice, I can tell you. You can check my videos. Some are kind of political, some are kind of not too religious, if you know what I'm saying. But we do everything on those platforms. Well intended, we do our best to express ourselves the best way possible without offending anyone. So what's up with you guys? What's new? What's going on in your lives? Where are you from? What the guys are doing? Let's talk about everything, all right? If you have any question about myself, about United States, I'm here to answer. All right? Okay. Hello. Not much. Welcome, Viper. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the 8 people out there watching and participating. I appreciate all the hearts. I appreciate you guys being out there. But look, feel free to ask me any question, to make any comment. The only thing that I normally request is just please be respectful to everybody, use proper words and good manners. That's about it. Other than that, if you have questions, comments, I'm here to talk about things, all right? Hey, welcome, man. Welcome. I appreciate your stopping by. Okay, if I have kids, well, I have 3 kids and 7 grandkids. They're all grown up. Just my grandkids that is getting there. Thanks for your question. I'm 60 plus. Let's live that way. Thank you for your question. And like I normally say, some days are better than others. But every day, it's a learning day, it's a learning experience day. Let's enjoy until the last breath we take. That's how I see life. Well, soccer, I kind of like it. I still watch sometimes, but it's not like something that I have to watch anymore, you know? If it's there, you know, I'm changing channel, then I see a game, you know, I have some channels from Brazil. There is a game that I stop by, I watch to the end, sometimes I don't. But I'm not like crazy about it. But yes, it's one of the sports that I still appreciate a little bit. Well, I do. Bentley. I provide personal professional assistance here in the United States. If you want to learn more about what I do, just subscribe and check out my platform on Instagram, Carlos Todd 63, Carlos Todd 63. My professional activities I normally talk about on Instagram, okay? But feel free, please stop by, check my videos, check everything, and ask any questions, and I can answer about my professional life. How about that? No, I did not. I served as a military police many years ago, many years ago in Brazil. I was sergeant in the force and the state police. Okay, thank you for your question. Dog Day. What is the why for? I forgot the question. Oh, if I like soccer? No, it's not the reason why. It's just time went by and I noticed that. And now with the sport betting situation, which I know a thing or two about it, it's just to me, it's just a game, nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. Soccer is boring. No, I don't think it's boring. It's just I found other interesting things to do, like what I'm doing right now. I have to do a lot of research to answer professional questions and the political side. I I read a lot of stuff about politicians and religion and stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of into it right now. I didn't understand their questions. Your question, Doug Day. Well, this question, if it's boring or not, depends who you ask. I'm sure there is other sports that is, really boring, but this depends who you ask. Taste is a taste. We all have different taste, right? If I like Trump, no, I don't like Trump, and I don't like the Republican Party, and I don't like the Democratic Party. So I do not believe in a political system. Really, to me, right now here in the United States, it's bad against worse. I hope I answer your question, Bentley. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch soccer. Okay, understood. Understood. We respect that, right, folks? Marina de la Rosa Espiritual. I'm from Scandinavia. Hello. I'm from Los Angeles, Marina. Los Angeles County, California, United States. And matter of fact, right now is 4:06 p.m. Saturday, right here in Los Angeles, California, Pacific time. Okay? Thank you from Scandinavia. Okay, just be cool, guys. Trump is cool. Okay. If you say so, best wishes for you, my friend. Well, I pretend, Bentley. I pretend that I speak English. I pretend that I speak Spanish. And a lot of folks tells me that I speak Portuguese. How about that? Getting there, I guess. So, Marina de la Rosa Espiritual Tarot, so nice to be here. What you like to talk about on your channel? Well, you can pick any topic as long as respectful, polite to everybody. Good manner, that's how I'm asking you. So we can talk about anything. I know a thing or two about politics and a thing or two about religion. I'm not a religious person and I'm not into politics. Well, I guess I'm into politics. I just don't have a preferred political party. I do not believe in politicians, neither in religious leaders. So I believe in goodwill, I believe in good actions, I believe in practicing, good and things like that. My favorite food, I used to like a lot of stuff, for all the situation that I've been through for the past 4 or 5 years. I kind of slowed down when it comes to food, but I like a little bit of almost everything. Here in California, you're gonna find a lot of Asian food. But, I have my Brazilian background. I've been in the United States for about over 30 years. But I like Brazilian style food and, meat, stuff like that. But I like Asian food too. Not as much as I used to. All right, Bentley, thank you for your question, my man. Thank you. I want to know what you think Trump is going to do about Russia. Well, I'm not going to say much about that because I don't know if you know, we're living in this time in the United States where criticizing the government and some other organizations, you may get yourself in trouble. But I can tell you this again, Bentley. I do not like. Let me put this way. People normally used to ask me what I'm thinking about the Democrats and Republicans, right? So I normally say this. Just pay attention to this, okay? I am not a Democrat and absolutely not a Republican. I hope I answer your question. So to me, between Democrats and Republicans, it's bad against worse, bad against evil. That's how I see it. I have no faith, no belief, no trust in any politicians, any. I just know for sure that some are worse than others, but they're all bad. And to be fair, maybe there is a handful of people who maybe are trying to do something good about politicians. One hand. And in the United States, we have a lobbying system. So what can I say? Do you think they should get rid of Putin? I can say, Bentley, do you think about P. Diddy party? Okay, P. Diddy, okay. Well, I think this is going to end up very surprisingly. That's all I can tell you. You know, don't bet on a P. Diddy case because you may lose. You know, it's a complicated, but yet a lot of people want him in jail. A lot of people want him out. A lot of people want him dead. That's how I see it. Well, Bentley, there is a lot of people on this planet that we need to get rid of it, right? Marina de la Rosa, what do you feel for people believing in other things than you, or something like that? Hey, let me tell you this, Marina. I used to be a very religious person some decades ago, and but now let me put this way clearly. I do not believe in believing. I do not believe in faith. And I think there is a lot of good things out there. But the institution of good things, or the institution of the gospel, it's a mistake. Institutionalizing is a mistake. Do you think Trump will pardon P. Diddy? I can't say that. Everything is possible. Come on, you have to believe in faith. No, I don't. I don't even believe in science, because believing is the wrong word. I think that everything is possible in life. Possible, but it's not a sure thing. There is no right or wrong direction. And time is absolutely abstract and irrelevant. Time was invented by humans on this planet. If I believe in God, I do not believe in believing, like I said. And that is probably a couple of thousand gods out there, so describe. But I do not believe in believing. I respect people on what they believe, but believing is a mistake in life. Believing is another invention of human society. And also, I don't think that absolutism is an answer or it's a correct behavior. That's how I see it. And thank you for your questions, and thank you for allowing me to answer straightforward. It's a waste of time, in my opinion, like the title of my live presentation, it's my opinion. But you just practice good. If anything happen on the other side after you die, you're gonna be okay. You don't have to believe in anything. Just do the right thing. No, I haven't, Marina. I haven't. No judgment. Judgment is another human behavior. If you stop in believing, you see how better is going to be your life. Do the right thing for the right reason, not because you believe in something. Follow your instinct. Deep inside of you, you know that you're supposed to do good deeds, good things to each other. Help. Nobody knows. And how do you know? How do you know you're gonna be bad after you die? Nobody, Bentley, knows anything about afterlife. They jump to conclusion. They read about it because someone wrote about it. But life and death, it's a very personal experience. But I'll tell you this, folks. Let me tell you something you may like to hear, okay? When I die, okay, if there is anything out there after I die, I already compromised myself. I already told myself, say, look, if there is anything on the other side, I'll do everything I can to come back and tell folks about it. Well, that's too bad, Bentley, if your instinct is to be drunk. Not a good option, but it's up to you. Just be careful when you do so. Okay? Because I died before and came back. Wow. Okay? I don't doubt, I don't question. But I don't know where you get the idea after dying and come back that it's a great idea for you to get drunk. Or at least drink. Nothing against drinking, by the way. A glass of wine maybe is a good thing. I don't know, you tell me. Marina, I only do what feels right for me. Always help if I can and follow my heart. Good option. Good way of living. I have some more to say about that, Marina. Say good things or say nothing. Do good things or do nothing. That's how I see. Oh, you're alcoholic. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get out of it, or you get out of that thing. I hope so. There is a lot after we die, heaven and hell. Okay, once you get there, come back and tell us more about it. Okay? I hope you go to where you want to. There is a lot after we die, okay? I drink 2 48 pack of beer, okay? Good, Bentley. It's up to you, man. Jeff. Okay, there comes Jeff trying to help too, huh? All right, folks, I am on Instagram, CarlosTodd63, CarlosTodd63. You can check my platform, my profile, my videos, my post, my live presentation. I am live Saturdays and Sundays on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. TikTok, Carlos Todd 56. Cut back and save. That's a good option, advice. She took all my money. Well, I heard that before. Marina, I'm always grateful for my life and for what comes and what I have. Thankfulness is something that I cherish a lot. Okay. Sounds like a good lifestyle or way of living. 8 kids. Good. Good. Thank you for sharing with us. My wife and kids left me, and it happens. Okay. Sorry to hear that, guys. She left me for my brother. Okay, it's a business and family, huh? Actually, it was a blessing that they left. Okay, there we go. You are on child support, so your parents is helping you out mentally? Just kidding, man. I hope you solve your problems, my friend. Well, I'll take that back. We don't know each other enough to call each other a friend, so I hope you get by and solve your problem, Bentley. I like your name. It's a very expensive name. As Muslim, I'd like to invite all of you to enter Islam. I appreciate the invitation, but for me, it's a no thank you for any religion, not particularly the Islam. The Islam is it's another religion out there, like others, and I rather stay out. By the way, let me say something about religion. You don't have to believe me, because remember, I don't believe in believing. But let me say something. My studies for many, many years and watching history, I noticed 2 things about conflicts: human misery, destruction, killings. That is always, till today, 2 organizations that are involved in all of this that I just mentioned. 1 is politicians, and 2, religion. If you don't think that I'm saying is right, check history, read history. Okay, Bentley, just slow down now, okay? Let's change a little bit the subject. I appreciate. Thank you. All right, Bentley, thank you. Sorry to hear that. Bentley, sorry to hear that. You should raise. Correct. Thank you for the advice, Marina. I appreciate. Look, folks, life is full of experience, some bad, some good, some so-so, but this is life. What I say is this: live the best you can. Life is absolutely short. You're gonna depart sooner or later, too soon for many. Do your best, understand better life and how it works. And when you leave, try to minimize the regrets. This is probably the best or one of the most important mission in life: minimize regrets. Because we will have, because we are humans, we are not perfect. And relationship, it's a kind of thing that involves at least two people. And remember, it's not easy. Human society, they are always in problems and troubles since existence. There is no such a thing as absolutely life and wonderful, nice and wonderful experience all the time. We have to live and understand as fast as we can. And when we live, if you're a religious person and you find out that some of the thing that you believed was true, good for you. And if it's not, if you did the right thing, you did the best you can, you're still gonna be okay. You do not need any agenda to live a good or the best way possible your life experiences. Living and learning. And when you get there, everything is gonna be okay. Regard the outcome of it. That is heaven, there is no heaven. That is God, there is no God. That is angels, there is no angels. If you live your life doing what you're supposed to do and you know, you don't need people to telling you or using scriptures to tell you, you know. You can read the scriptures if you want, it helps. But there is a lot of things on the scripture that doesn't help much. That I can tell you because I know. Not because somebody told me. So what I normally say is this, folks, respect each other, that's all. Life is more simple than you think. You don't need doctrines, you don't need dogmas, you don't need all those religious leaders telling you what to do. You don't need to pay for your salvation. And if there is heaven somewhere, if you do the right thing, the best you can, nobody's perfect. Remember, you're gonna make mistakes, that's okay. Systematic mistakes, it's not mistakes. It's evil. You have to learn as fast as possible. That's about it. Be grateful. For those who think that you have no reasons to be grateful, think again. We all do. Somehow, some level, we all do. Do not take for granted anything you have right now. Entitlement, it's a horrible thing in life. Pride, let me say something about pride. Folks, there is a lot of people here in the United States, oh my goodness, they think that there is such a thing as a good pride. That's a really misleading statement. Pride is bad regardless. You can put any clothes on it, any jewelry, any shining, any gold, anything. Pride is pride. Don't practice pride. Don't think there is such a thing as a good pride, because it's not true. Okay? If you could travel to wherever you wanted to go, where would you go to? Right now, I am on this journey, really. And I am on a journey looking for peace of mind, peace of my heart. And that's the place where I want to be, and I mean it. The geographical part of it, it's not much for me anymore. I like peaceful places. But there is so many out there that I can't describe. Tijuana, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate. Tudo muito bem, muito obrigado por participar, ok? Muitíssimo obrigado. Thank you for stopping by, Tijuana, Baja California. Bem-vindo. Pride and ego, yes. Well, if you noticed, all those capital scenes, if I will, they are all like cousins, if not brothers and sisters, right? But according to the Devil's Advocate, if you read the book or saw the movie, on the end, remember what he says in the end? Vanity is one of my favorite scenes. Yeah. Thank you. What is your topic today? I just open topic. I just, somebody start talking about something. I decide to go and say something. Now I'm navigating this. Who knows? E nada. So, what is the most precious commodity in life? What is the most precious commodity in life? Time. Use it wisely. Use it like it's the last one you have. That's all I can tell you. Time, folks. I'm not worrying much about dying. I'm not worrying much about dying more than I'm worrying about living. I don't know much about after death. I know a lot of theories out there, a lot of talks. And like I said some other times, and I'm not joking, when I depart, I will do everything possible to come back and tell folks, because one of the reasons why is that I noticed that humanity, most of the humanity and those who practice religions, they do most of the time betting on it, betting that after life they're gonna be okay. So there is this huge concern in human society, mostly religious ones, on life after death. And they put this heaven and hell and some place in between, like a place that most certainly you're gonna be. So because of that, and my own concern is that I don't have all the answers. But once I figure out when I'm there, anywhere out there, folks, I will do everything possible to come back and educate you guys about it, because that's what we need. We need to be more educated about it. Enough of theories, right? So, folks, we're supposed to do good deeds, good things, because we want to live this good life. But a lot of people, religious people, they do good things, betting that when they die, they're gonna be okay with their gods. I'm saying their gods because I have to respect all of them, right? I know we have like 2 or 3 that is on a chain command, like up there, and some others. But what I'm saying is, folks do a lot of good deeds, and I see that because of life after death. Why not doing good things because we really care about our life, this planet which is our home, and our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, and just stop practicing hypocrisy and live every day like the existence will cease once we die. Right? That's interesting, Marina. Very interesting. You know what? I'm with you on this one. I'm with you. What I've noticed about mythology, gods, which sometimes by reading about some other gods, is this, man, they're gonna have a hard time to come in agreement in a lot of doctrines. That I can tell you. But yes, I'm with you on this one, and my respect for him and his family. Right? So, some people follow, you're atheist, so you don't believe in God, etc., etc. On the contrary, I don't believe in believing. What I'm saying is this: everything is possible. And let me tell you something about science. They screw up a lot too. And you know what? Reading a lot about they say they know about the universe. I don't know about that either. But we need to respect. This is this planet. One thing that you don't have much on this planet is knowledge and understanding of life. Oh, that's a fact. I mean, doing good things for both this life and afterlife. Yeah, sure. What I'm saying is, tee off, one bring the consequence of the other. Understand? If you do everything because of this life, the other is just a consequence. Remember, for those who believe in God, supposedly this planet was created by him or her. I cannot tell you guys. I'm not take the chance and telling you guys that God could be a woman, right? I'm not saying that it is, but for many, 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 and the majority of people who believe in God, they believe in hetero way of God. I know that, right? A godmother, a godfather. We can have mothers and fathers on earth, but I can't imagine when somebody is kneeling down to pray for their God, they thinking about that probably right by side him, that is a God's mother too, right? And I'm not even going to the possibility that the God could be black or Asian. Can I? So that's what it is, folks. It is what it is. I don't think the God of Israel is a woman, or the Muslim is a woman, or the Christians, evangelicals are women. Maybe some other, religion could be. What I'm saying, folks, it is complicated. And I don't need the complicated things to live a better life. A past life, well, let me put this way, Marina, and let me exercise my pride. Just kidding. I know a little bit, a thing or two about doctrines, life, afterlife, before life, premortal life. I know quite a few things about it. I'm gonna tell you something. If you believe in premortal life, and if it can be proved, no question about afterlife. That's a fact. If you can prove that it's premortal life, to me, again, is everything is a possibility. But one cannot exist without the other. That's what I'm thinking. Throughout all my studies and reading for decades, I'm not saying that does not exist afterlife or premortal life. What I'm saying is, if one exists, the other exists too. Yeah, I heard about that, Marina. With all due respect to what I was mentioned, I'm not saying this is not important. I mean, matter of fact, everything is important. I was mentioned the three most well-known, not known, but explained God by the main religions right now. And matter of fact, the Mormon religion, they do believe that is a celestial mother. Do you know that? So the Mormon religion is one of a few that preaches and have the doctrine of the celestial mother. They say we had a mother, we had a father in heaven, and we had a mother too. So, and also, Marina, the Mormon religion, they do believe in premortal life, spiritual life, afterlife, heaven, and kingdoms other than the celestial kingdom. And others, of course. But I found very interesting your knowledge, Marina. Thank you so much. You see, like I said, this is the reason why I'm saying when we were born, remember, we were born technically with no religion, technically, other than perhaps written in our DNA. That's a topic for a different moment in life or on this life. In Quran, Allah speaks about himself by using him. Yeah. I found interesting the situation of a woman on all or most of the religions. Egyptology, you see the woman in a better situation in some circle and moment in Egypt society. You know that, which I found interesting. But the main religions that we see, for more they try to improve, even Christianity or Judaism, Muslims, etc., the woman, they don't have a very, let's say, elevate position, if I will, or may. So, yeah. I heard that the Holy Trinity was said to be the Mother, the Father, and the Son, and it's like the divine feminine and is deleted from the Bible. Only mainly figure is mentioned, so the feminine is not higher beings. I believe you, but some stuff they forgot to delete. You know, like remember the first person who supposedly, according to the New Testament, nobody knows for sure, okay? Nobody knows for sure. You cannot trust 100% on the scriptures. That's a fact. But let's take what is written right now. Remember, it wasn't a man who first saw Jesus Christ, it was a woman. Right? So, this idea of priesthood versus man and woman outside of the power of God, it's something that complicated. So it's there is way more to explain than to believe. That's how I see it. It's like the dark can't be without the light. The divine masculine can't be without the divine feminine. It's the balance. It's interesting because when you see the creation, the story on Genesis, for instance, right? Yeah, we can use science at maybe some other time, but when you see the creation, you know, after everything, God, which he mentioned himself in a plural instance, if you look in Genesis, you're gonna see he put that on a plural kind of instance, not himself, but he said, let's do it like there is some others or someone with him, which is interesting. But interesting enough, supposedly, see, I want to make myself clear on this. Supposedly, he created man's first, right? And then who knows for how long he was by himself, according to Genesis. Nobody knows for sure how long he was on the Garden of Eden by himself. When he said, well, it's not good for man to be by himself. Let's create a woman. I'm not gonna go to the details of the conversation, right? And then things gets more complicated, Marina, because he took a part of the man to make the woman. What we gonna do with this? What we gonna do with this information or doctrine? Right? You could create a woman. Oh, it's not good for the woman to be by herself. Woman was in the Garden of Eden for some time, and then you say, you know what, let's create the man. But it was the other way around now. When we talk about the physical part of it, and then to me it goes crazy. Because let me tell you, let me take you guys to the alien situation, right? You guys hear a lot about aliens these days, am I right? There is a lot of talk about aliens. People saw this, people saw that, an ovni, an UFO, you know, the communication between them. One thing is that I notice is that there is not much mentioning about those interactions, female, male, but there is a few things that it really kind of bugs me a lot, is that most of them walk in 2 feet, have 2 arms and few fingers, 1 head, 2 eyes. That's really, really complicate things. Check it out, you'll see it. Going back to the Garden of Eden, so supposedly God decided to make the man first. Before, and then from the man's body, he took, you know, whatever, I'm not gonna say it, because I don't know about that, and decide to make a woman out of a man. I'm gonna drive you crazy. I heard that Lilith came before Eve, but she wouldn't obey Adam. Hey, hey, you know what? Everything is possible in this story. It's a story I found fascinating, but not good enough to believe. Remember, the problem in learning, the process of learning, Marina, it's believing. If you can remove believing from your experience in reading and studying and put aside all the time the believing word of it, you're gonna have a better experience. And remember, science says that every question answered, there will be 2 or 3 more questions. One thing I want to say, I appreciate this conversation a lot. This is my thing, my baby. Doctrines and religion and beliefs. Thank you, Marina. Look, everything is a possibility. But I can guarantee you this. Truth is very, very abstract. Time does not exist just for us, my opinion. It was created in this planet. They try to create time out there, humans, light years, for instance. There is no such a thing. That's my opinion. Remember. And how much I know? Probably almost nothing. But one thing is good to know. Live your life the best way possible. Do good things. And no matter what happens after life, you're gonna be okay. I promise you. I can't promise anything, but I feel this way. Okay. What if you believe because it is proving to you what you are learning is right? I don't know how proving you mean proving. The proof of God is when you see Him. The proof of Jesus Christ is when you see Him and you have questions to be answered. But believe and faith, it's doctrine. It's not reasonable. If it's right or wrong, that's questions to be answered. I got a lot of questions and love to ask people about it, to hear their thought on it. And I really like to answer my opinion. Well, that's a doctrine of, and I do believe, better saying, I do think that about faith and doctrine, I know a little bit about it. You are speaking to one that was a religious leader for many years. But I'm sorry to disappoint you, T-off. You don't have to see to believe. You're right. Belief is and faith is an insanity practice. Faith is that. If you're right or wrong, that's a different story. But it's not reasonable. What I'm saying is, believing and having faith in something is not reasonable. When it's not reasonable, any professional will say, look, this guy, he believed he'd see a light every day. Would you believe in that? Probably not. Maybe you will. So what it takes for you, T-off, if tomorrow I comes to this camera and say, look, I see a light, and through this light, I saw an angel, and he told me this. Would you believe in me? Would you have faith in my words? If so, why? If not, why not? You cannot prove that I'm not saying or telling the truth. But if you want, have faith in me and believe in me, that's a different story. And if I have a scriptures in my hand, maybe I'll have more power over you. Thank you so much, Marina. If you want, please subscribe. You already subscribed, just share. And I normally, Marina, I ask people that to share this channel with those who don't like you, and for those who don't like them, because they're gonna hate you even more. Thank you so much for subscribing. By the way, I am on an Instagram page, Carlos Todd, Carlos Todd 63, Carlos Todd 63, and on a TikTok, Carlos Todd 56, Carlos Todd 56. I have live presentations normally on a Saturday and Sunday. Okay? Please be part, bring your questions, your position, your opinion. You'll be more than welcome. Well, I know you would ask, T-off, and maybe I'll present you some. But you know, honestly, sincerely, T-off, I really appreciate your questions, your observations, your opinion. You are absolutely welcome, you know? And I'm not here to offend anybody. Remember, I have my basis, my opinion. And let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. I'm going to leave you guys with this, okay? When I came to the conclusion that what I believed, what the stuff that I had faith on it, wasn't true, let me tell you, after decades practicing, teaching, I decided to be honest with myself and to others around me. It hurts, and it still hurts today. If you feel like an orphan, a son without parents, that's how I felt. That's how I feel still. But I decide to stop dancing that music, facing the reality, and living a true life. And my message, if I can call a message to you guys, is this. It don't matter what you believe, what faith you have. If you practice a goodwill, practice honest, if you decide to learn how to live your life better, a better living every day on a daily basis, falling, standing, and trying again and again, learning about being honest, learning about honesty, practicing honesty. It's a process. You're going to have to learn that. It takes time. It's going to take, let me tell you something, folks. It's going to take your entire life until you die to do something better than you used to. That's what I'm saying. If you believe, you don't believe, if you have faith, you don't have faith, it's okay. And tee off and others. If you happen to be right in what you believe, everything is gonna be okay on the other side. Because, not because you just believed, but because you decide to do what you're supposed to do, what you know inside your brain, your heart, your guts, your feeling. You're gonna be okay. So, Marina, if there is life, a premortal life, or afterlife, you're gonna be okay. Just do the best you can every day, regardless. Regardless. That's all. Thank you, Tiof. I always try to do better than I did before. Change for the better. Yes. Yes. It was a huge pleasure being here. If you guys want to stop by tomorrow, I'm gonna be here. What time? I don't know. I'm very bad in compromising. I try to not create too much responsibility around me. But I'll be here. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye.